Our coffee, cake, and camo podcast would not be possible without the support of our awesome partners. Thank you, Emerson Cigars, for being a force behind the forces.
Hey everybody, I'm Erica.
And I'm Chelsea.
And welcome to Coffee, Cake, and Camo. Coffee, Cake, and Camo is a weekly podcast brought to you by the USO of Hampton Roads in Central Virginia. Search for the handle at USOHRCV or find us at hrcv.uso.org.
But as always, before we get started, we want to take a second to thank a very special sponsor of the USO. Without their support, we could not bring you this podcast or work to fulfill the USO's mission. So today, a huge thank you to Emerson Cigars. They're an amazing company, and we absolutely adore them and all they do to support the local mission and service members.
In case any of our listeners are new to the Coffee, Cake, and Camo podcast or to the USO mission, the mission of the USO is to strengthen America's military service members by keeping them connected to family, home, and country throughout their service to the nation.
All right, Erica, as you know, last week was very exciting. Not only did we get to see all of our Hampton Roads and Central Virginia USO family that we love so much, we were responsibly distancing, of course, but I got to support 2 family readiness groups in Norfolk, and I know you've been busy helping out with the curbside pickup event for the summer family activity bags.
Yeah, it's probably like the busiest week that we've had since all of our centers have closed in March, as you know. And it was pretty exciting. I was really happy to get out of the house and really just support our mission because that's like what we do. We're the USO. It was super hot, as always. It's summertime, but super wonderful. So, Chelsea, how did you support your family readiness groups, or FRGs as we'd call it?
Well, first of all, it was great. It was way too hot, as you know, but I feel like all of our listeners are probably sick to death of hearing me complain about the heat. It just is what it is. But yeah, they were wonderful FRG groups. One group was receiving supplies for about 200 single sailors that were returning home after, I think, like a 9 or 10 month deployment.
Wow.
And the other group, poor guys and girls. And the other group was getting 500, enough items for about 500 people for a giant homecoming for one of the big groups that are coming back. I won't say which one, but so it was exciting to be a part of. I mean, it's honestly, you're right. It's days like that when you're reminded about how great it is to work for the USO. It's everything.
Oh, I agree. And I'm sure, you mentioned they were deployed for 9 or 10 months. Like, I'm sure coming back home and getting all those free gifts that the USO kind of assembles for them, it probably made their day. I like coming home to free stuff. I wish I came home to free stuff more often too.
I don't we all, I know, but they really earn it. And it's just kind of a nice reminder that there are people back home that care about them. So, but hey, no, but what about you? What about the summer family activity bags? How did that go?
Well, I had a ton of fun. As you know, our centers have been closed. So my interaction with military families, and it hasn't been a whole lot, given that our centers have been closed, but we had 120 families drive through our curbside pickup to pick up these bags. Yep. One day we were at Fort Eustis and the other day we were at Little Creek, our Little Creek centers. And there are so many smiling faces. I was really happy to see everyone so excited to grab. I know. Obviously the kids were really happy to see what was inside, and service members, they came through and they were really happy to see us. Of course, some of them stopped by and they're like, "Are you guys open? Is the center open?" We were like, "No, we wish," but at least they were really happy to see our faces and grab a bunch of activities that they could do at home as a family together. I know, that was super cute.
I'm so distracted. I'm listening to you, but looking at all these pictures, it's melting my heart. This is what we do, Erica.
Oh, Chelsea, some of these kids are way more photogenic than I was, and I was quite impressed. I was like, you guys were made for the camera.
You first of all, you know this very well. I am the least photogenic person ever, so I appreciate when other people are, especially adorable little children. Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of positive feedback. So, this was from a mother who picked up a family activity bag, and she basically says our local USO of Hampton Roads in Central Virginia held a free curbside pickup family event with summer fun packs. So she asked, is it bad I want to keep the itty bitties for myself? The kids will have fun coloring these. I think she's talking about those little stuffed animal things. They're white, but they come with a pack of markers and kids can color on them and they just go crazy. So it's really cool to hear that parents love them.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that you guys had fun and you got a lot of good feedback. And we supported service member families. That's what it's all about. All right, let's see. We have up here a post from Instagram that says, cannot say how grateful we are for this thoughtful support during this time. Being a Navy family right now feels very isolated and lonely at times. Knowing the USO is still showing they are here for us means the world. Thank you at USOHRCB. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Oh, it melts my heart.
Yeah, it honestly feels like really good to know that that they know we appreciate them. And like I said, things certainly aren't like they used to be 5 months ago. We can't have like these huge events that we love. We can't open up our centers right now because we want to be safe. But it's pretty amazing that we still get to safely do what we love and support families that stand by this nation.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, obviously, it's not the crowds that we're used to. We're used to having crowds in the thousands. But, we still hope that all of our listeners, our followers, our sponsors, partners, our families, our friends, we hope that you all know that the USO is still here for our troops, and we always will be.
Absolutely.
To keep things going, we are thrilled to announce that the 13th Annual Montecristo Golf Classic is happening on Tuesday, September 8th at Sewell's Point Golf Course. And with us today, we have a very special guest, Scott Regina of Emerson Cigars, and he's here to tell us a little bit more about it. So welcome, Scott.
Hey, Chelsea.
Scott.
Hey, Erica. Thanks for having me on today.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, Scott, we are really happy that you're here to join us for our podcast today, just to talk about like Emerson Cigars.
Yeah.
But could you tell our listeners a little bit about what you do with Emerson Cigars and then where Emerson Cigars locations are in Hampton Roads?
Yeah, sure. So Emerson Cigars is a retail cigar shop. We have 5 stores in Hampton Roads. I'm a second generation retailer. My father-in-law started the business in 1975. So this year, we're actually celebrating 45 years of being in the business. In addition to the retail stores here locally in Hampton Roads, Chesapeake, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and Hampton, we also sell online across the U.S. We have an e-commerce platform, emersoncigars.com. And then we also have a subsidiary company that is a wholesale cigar distributor, and we sell to retailers all up and down the Mid-Atlantic. So, primarily we sell handmade premium cigars. That is a very significant portion of our business. And, people ask me a lot of times about handmade cigars and what makes them different than, some of the stores that you see, some of the cigars that you see in convenience stores or drug stores. And, primarily these are handmade, 100% tobacco, all natural tobacco. And I like to compare it to wine and to craft beer and to spirits. What keeps it exciting about the products is there's a lot of different varietals, whether it's limited editions or seasonal releases. And so for a lot of people, it's a hobby. It's a kind of exploring different types of flavor profiles that different types of tobacco provide. And, ultimately kind of going through the journey and figuring out what you like and what you don't like. So all of our stores have large walk-in humidors. They have seating areas. Our team they're off the charts. They're great. They have so much experience and so much knowledge. We do monthly brand trainings with all of our manufacturer partners. And, I always tell them that when you come and you work for Emerson's, the expectation isn't that you just kind of stand behind the counter and you ring people up. The expectation is that you create that experience and you're in the walk-in humidor with the customer and you're asking questions and trying to help them, kind of go through their journey of trying different things. I do a little bit of everything. During all this COVID stuff, I was in the retail stores doing my part and working in the stores. And then I'm involved in a little bit of everything from the buying, I really like marketing. I really like, kind of building out sales promotions and kind of doing the analytics as to what works and doesn't work. But, I got my hands in a little bit of everything. I have, as I said before, I got a great team. I don't think anyone expected 2020 to be what it is, but we're almost 2/3 of the way through, and we still got plenty of time to get some exciting things done for the rest of the year, and just looking forward to finishing off 2020 strong.
Let's call 2020 a wash. I think the whole world is just going to call it a wash. Well, first of all, I will say congratulations on 45 years. That is no small feat for a business. So that's amazing. And I'll also say it was a couple of years ago. I was in your Virginia beach store at Hilltop, and I was buying a present for one of my cigar enthusiast friends. And your staff was amazing because I know nothing about cigars, and they were able to walk me through it. The store was beautiful. So you're right. You have a fantastic team. So congratulations on all of that.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah. And also, just so that our listeners are aware, I don't know if they know this, but Emerson Cigars is a big sponsor of our service members. And in the past years, they have backed the USO through numerous donations of not only cigars, but we've gotten humidors, really nice ones, accessories, and other gift items. And in 2019, Emerson's donated over $10,000 through box sales and popular big events like the Coastal Virginia Cigar Festival, which, as we discussed before the podcast started, it's unfortunately been postponed to 2021, not canceled, and also with the Montecristo Golf Classic. So, Scott, can you share with us a little bit more about Emerson Cigars' community efforts?
Yeah, I mean, so you mentioned the Coastal Virginia Cigar Festival. That was an exciting event we did for the first time last year. And one of the other things that was new last year was that we opened up our retail store back in Norfolk. We had been in Norfolk for 25 years. We were on the 100 block of Granby Street. And just with everything going on, we ended up closing that store. And we had an opportunity to go back to Norfolk in the beginning of 2019. But it's a completely different concept than what we're used to. It's actually a cigar store inside of a brewery. And so it has a cigar bar inside that holds 50 people. We have a full store in there. And then what's really cool about it, it's got a 1 acre beer garden. And so what we did was we wanted to create something completely different, over the top than what we've done ever before. And we created what we call the Coastal Virginia Cigar Festival. And we did that out in the beer garden. It was one Saturday in September last year. And we had 15 of our key cigar manufacturer partners have representatives come into town. And we gave everyone, or every one of them had their own tent. And we kind of set up the beer garden kind of as an expo, as a big festival type event. And customers, attendees that came to the event had basically got a ticket book. And then throughout the day, they had an opportunity to go around and meet with these vendors and turn their tickets in and get different cigar brands to try. So it was a fun event. We also had quite a few raffles going, and we were able to raise some money for the USO. So we're disappointed that we had to cancel it this year, but I can guarantee you it's coming back for 2021, and we're looking forward to that again, doing that next year. And so this year we are going to continue the Montecristo Golf Classic. This is actually the 13th year now that we've been doing the Montecristo Golf Classic, and this was actually one of the first events that I did when I got involved with being a part of Emerson's. And it's so much fun. It's one of those things. We sell it out every year. For years, we did it at Cahoon Plantation, but unfortunately, that golf course has closed a couple of years ago. And so now we have a great partner at Sewell's Point Golf Course in Norfolk. We did it there for the first time last year. They have a great outside pavilion, a great little area for us to do kind of a post-golf awards dinner. And it's a ton of fun. We have people that have played in every one of them, and they're signed up again for this one. I mean, obviously there's the opportunity to raise some money for you guys, right, USO, but also it's just a great event for the golfer. They get a gift bag, and the gift bag has a commemorative golf shirt. Of course, plenty of cigars, right? They get a lunch when they get there, golf balls, cutters, lighters. And then afterwards, it's sponsored by Montecristo. So Montecristo is one of the largest cigar brands in the world, and they've been absolutely fabulous partners. And what they like to do is they typically use the awards dinner as and this has happened quite a few times, the first time that any consumer actually has tried a new cigar that they're releasing for the year. So a lot of cigar companies release new limited editions or products kind of in the fall, and so they've been sending stuff in early for the golfers to be able to try after the round of golf. So we're looking forward to it again. We anticipate it being sold out again. I know we're 2/3 of the way sold out. So I would say in the next week or so it'll be completely sold out. But it's just fun, and the guys are into it, and girls, they're into it too. I mean, lady golfers, we have men golfers, and some of the teams they have their own jerseys on, and it's fun. It's fun. We flight it, so for the low handicappers, there's an opportunity for them to kind of battle out a first and second place prize, and then for people like me, the more mid to high handicappers, there's a second flight for people to have a chance to win first and second prize. So ton of fun. If you're a golfer and you like cigars. We also partner with the brewery, Maker's Craft Brewery, so their beer will be on site for the tournament. It's one of those can't miss golf tournaments for sure.
I think Erica, you and I need to learn how to golf like fast.
Oh yeah.
Come on out. Yeah.
Yeah. We talked a lot about the Golf Classic, some of the things that people can expect, and you mentioned it, and you heard it here, folks. They're 2/3 of the way sold out, so you don't have much time until they're completely filled up. So how can people sign up for the Golf Classic?
Yeah, it's easy. EmersonCigars.com/golf, or just go to EmersonCigars.com. You'll see the events tab that you can press to get information out. But you register online. We make it easy. Go ahead and put in the names of your golfers, the shirt sizes, because we do order the shirts in advance. And for those that have businesses or are interested in doing a corporate package, we have whole sponsors available that include foursomes. So this is the 13th year. We've got it pretty dialed in. So it's a good one. If you want to play, I would encourage you to not wait and sign up very soon.
And I will say too, I know Erica, you haven't been to it, but I have, not as a player, but just there, and it's a fun group. It's a very fun group that comes out for this tournament. So anybody who's interested, you should definitely try it.
Again, guys, if you'd like to, see what it's all about, more information, or sign up, get a team together, visit EmersonCigars.com, look under the events tab, and then their About Us section. And then you'll get to see all of the great things that Scott mentioned. And hopefully, we'll raise a bunch of money for the USO, because we all know service members really do need it.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for joining us, and I really hope to see you again soon. Hopefully you report back to us, and we'll find out that, you guys knocked it out the park, and, we raised a lot of money for our service members in our area.
I'll do that. Thank you guys so much for having me on, and thank you guys for what you guys do, all right? I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Scott.
Take care.
Well, that's all the time that we have today, guys, on Coffee, Cake, and Camo. But be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for the handle @USOHRCV. And if there's a topic that you guys want to talk to us about or share with us, use the hashtag Coffee, Cake, Camo.
And one more final gigantic thank you to the amazing Emerson Cigars. I am Chelsea.
And I'm Erica. Stay connected and classy HRCV.